All right, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're talking about carbon handlebars versus alloy handlebars. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we are talking about the differences between a carbon handlebar and an alloy bar and whether carbon is the best option for you. So let's go into this thing. This is my first ever pair of carbon handlebars I've ever owned. And I'm going to start off with telling you what the bars are, giving you some specs, and then we'll kind of get into how I feel about the two different bars. So both bars we're running here are race face handlebars. So right over here on the Superfly, we have the race face Era, which is their carbon handlebar. And then we have the race face Turbine, which is the alloy bar. Both of these fall under the same category and were just released about a year ago. So these are the two bars I've been testing. Specs on both these guys, these are both 780mm wide bars. They both have a 40mm rise at the stem. They have an 8-degree bend, a 5-degree upward sweep. So that's kind of the basic specs of them. So carbon handlebars, alloy bars. What kind of difference are you expecting here? So alloy bars come on the vast majority of bikes you will find. Vast majority of mountain bikes you find, and realistically most bikes you're going to find, are going to come with alloy bars. Why? They're less expensive. Pretty much the basis to this. They're less expensive. And even on the higher end bikes, they know you're probably going to change your handlebars out. Kind of the basics thing is there. Even the Norton, this bike had 780mm bars before. I swapped the bars out and went to a 35mm stem. So I swapped the bars out even on a bike like this. Just, it's going to happen. So that's why most of these bikes are going to come with alloy bars right off the bat. Now, what's the benefit that everybody claims from carbon? So we're going to do something a little bit different in this video. We're going to ask Google what the benefits of carbon handlebars are. So this is what you're going to see when you look up benefits of carbon handlebars. So let's see. Let's ask Google here. What's the benefit of carbon handlebars? All right, carbon handlebars. Biggest benefits: weight savings, vibration dampening, strength to weight ratio. Aesthetics, they look cooler, obviously, and everything else is about the same as you see for an alloy bar, honestly. So those are kind of your biggest things: weight, vibration dampening, and that it looks cool. Now, the look cool part, I honestly can't argue with that. The carbon does look cooler than just the alloy. I'll say that right off the bat. It has nothing to do with the cool orange graphics, because you can get those on the turbines you can do very similar with. But the carbon does look really cool. Another benefit that's not listed on here is in the cold weather, carbon bars actually don't get cold as much as alloy bars. Alloy bars freeze your hands, carbon bars don't. Kind of nice little side note there. So let's take a look at these two bars here. So the Era, the carbon handlebar. So this guy, claimed weight is 220 grams. If we look at the turbine claimed weight is 315 grams. So what is that, 95 grams difference between the two? I'm not a weight weenie. I don't really care about weight. That's not really the big thing for me. Is I don't really care about weight that much, especially 95 grams. Doesn't make a big difference to me. Honestly, not the reason why I decided to give carbon bars a shot. It was not weight. I'll tell you that right off the bat. What really made me want to give carbon bars a shot was the vibration dampening. So obviously when you're mountain biking or whatever you're doing, you're going to be going over lots of uneven terrain, especially mountain biking. You're going to be going over lots of uneven terrain, getting a lot of vibrations in your hand. Now, of course, there's lots of ways to cut that down, different grips, whatever that is. Lots of ways to kind of help your hands not be jarred by the vibrations all the time. So I went with the carbon bars because I heard everybody said, carbon bars are going to make a huge difference for you. You got to go carbon bars. Carbon bars are going to make it so much easier to ride your bike. You're going to feel great. It's going to be so awesome. So after hearing that for a couple of years and really getting pushed on me last year that you want to try carbon bars out because it's going to make a big difference for your riding, we went ahead and bought the race face Eras here. Now, I will say with the carbon bars, yes, it does cut down on the small chatter you get in your bars, in your hands. That's what it cuts down on. Obviously, it's not going to take out big hits, anything like that. They feel almost identical to alloy bars in that case, from my experience. Where they come in hand, where they are really nice is that small chatter you get. That small vibrations you get while riding down the trail. That's where I see the biggest benefit to them, is that you can definitely feel the difference in your arms and your shoulders and your hands without those vibrations there. That's the biggest thing I could say with the carbon bars. Obviously, these are put on a cross-country bike. Doesn't have a bunch of travel, has 100 millimeters of travel on there, 29-inch tires on here. So I mean, it's kind of made to go fast. Kind of where I feel like a carbon bars would fit the best on there. So what's the deal with the alloy bars then? Do the alloy bars do that? And I would say for the most part, a regular set of alloy bars doesn't quite have that. And that's kind of why I changed from all the Superfly. Was I changed from a regular set of alloy bars to these carbon bars, and then the difference is noticeable. However, with the two race face handlebars I chose to go head to head here, there's very difference. There is a big difference versus just a regular set of handlebars. So, carbon eras, alloy turbines. So the eras are race face's answer to arm pump and hand fatigue with a carbon bar. The turbines are race face's answer to arm pump and hand fatigue with an alloy bar. You see kind of the connection there. Both of these bars do a very good job of emulating each other. The alloy bar, the turbine, does a very good job of emulating the era. They are very similar feeling. I get the same benefits of having less hand fatigue with the alloy bars as I do the carbon bars for a fraction of the cost. And I'll tell you the cost on these. So, cost on these, we have the alloy bar, $89. Not that bad. Kind of on par with what you'd expect from a nice alloy bar. Maybe a little bit on the higher side, but still a nice alloy bar, about what you'd expect. Go ahead and look at the eras here. The eras, $169. So that is almost double the price for carbon bars over alloy bars that claim to do the same thing, just one in carbon, one in alloy. Kind of an interesting thing there. So, I will say this is my first experience with carbon handlebars. The eras are my first choice I had, and I'll say that Raceface really talked them up at Sea Otter last year. They really made me want to try the era bars out as my first ever carbon bars, and I have no complaints with the Raceface eras. However, I have no complaints with the Raceface turbine either. With these two bars that are essentially based on the same tuning, which Raceface considers the Goldilocks tune, which is kind of the not too stiff, not too flexy kind of tune in there, is there really a benefit to carbon bars if you go that route? And honestly, from my experience, I don't know if going carbon bars on your mountain bike is going to be worth it for everybody. Is it nice? Yes. It's nice. It's a little bit lighter weight. Like I said, in the case of these bars, it's like 95 grams. It does look cooler. Is it really the answer for everybody, though? I would say no. Carbon bars is not going to be the answer for everybody. Is it nice to have? Yes. Should it be something you upgrade first? Not really. I would kind of focus on other things before you get to the handlebars. You can get by with essentially alloy bars that are half the cost. And if you find a good set of alloy bars that has the same kind of technology that a carbon bar has, like the turbines, you get those same benefits for half the cost, and they're still covered by, in Raceface's case, they still have a crash protection, still covered by everything, and they still look cool, and they still function great as well. You have a lower weight on there, but are most of us mountain bikers really concerned with weight? I don't know if that's the case. I personally, on my mountain bike, I'm slightly concerned about weight, but that is kind of low on the totem pole. Performance is way more important for me. In the case of these two bars here, and in the case of, at least so far, my experiment of, are carbon bars worth your money to put on your bike? I would say you can get by with a good pair of alloy bars, and you'll be great to go for a long time. So I can already see some of the comments right now saying, well, I put carbon bars on my bike, and they made a huge difference, and carbon bars are totally worth it. And I can see exactly the opposite of, yeah, I'm never going carbon because carbon would break on me, and that kind of stuff. And things along those lines. And I agree with you on some of those. That's why I chose Raceface to buy my handlebars from and try for handlebars, because they do have a crash replacement program. So if I was to crash or break my carbon handlebars, call on Raceface up and they'll take care of me. Same thing with alloy bars. Have bust their alloy bars, calling up Raceface. They're going to take care of me. So that kind of gets rid of I got rid of some of my fear of damaging an expensive set of carbon bars, like $170 carbon set of handlebars. That helps some, because that was always kind of my concern, was I'm going to break a set of carbon handlebars, and I haven't broken them yet. I will say this, potentially that I have a more aggressive trail bike now, over here, that helps me from not breaking my carbon bars on my cross-country bike, but I feel like in the experience I've had, I haven't been concerned with breaking them, and yeah, like I said, it's kind of be up to you. From what I've experienced, from what I've tested here, get yourself a nice pair of alloy bars. You're going to be set off. You're going to be well set off, lesser price point. It's going to work great for you. If you want to really focus on weight and looks, carbon is a great way to go, but you can get the same benefits that people say you get from a carbon bar with a good set of alloy bars. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something today. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.